Rep Linting. Do you want to sit down and tell everybody about the month we've had here in Lansing?
Yeah, let's do it. Welcome to our desks.
Okay, so we've been working on a lot of things here in Lansing for everyone back home. Riley, why don't you start us off and tell us what we've been doing?
Yeah, absolutely. So here in Lansing, Representative Thompson and I, we both serve on policy committees, but we've been working hand in hand with our appropriation chairs, and we're working to bring home some wins for Downriver. And so what we have been able to see as we work through the budget process is our accountability and transparency measures are working.
Very good point.
When we have to attach our names to our budget requests, it stops wasteful spending from slipping into the budget, and we're able to have additional funds for important things like our infrastructure. Instead of sending money to corporations, we found over $3 billion that we can use to fund our local roads, which will bring millions to Downriver.
It's so important to Downriver. We know that we have failing roads downriver. We know we have failing infrastructure, and that's a real important issue that you and I have been really working on.
It is. And in addition, we are able to fund things like a public safety trust fund to make sure that our communities are safe. And we're also able to have a record per pupil funding for our schools and our education. We also passed through committee yesterday a Purple Star program to support our military families, so students who have to move every single year because their families are serving our country get the support that they need. So I'll pass it along to you, Rep. Thompson.
I've let everyone know that I want to attack this mental health crisis in our communities. And that starts with making sure that patients know their rights. So I was able to get voted out of health policy, which I am so proud of to be a member of. I'm vice chair of that policy committee. We were able to get a recipient rights package voted out. And what that does is it makes sure that the process is transparent and that patients that voluntarily go in to seek treatment know what their rights are. And then it also adds members of nonprofit organizations, these advocacy groups, Disability Rights for Michigan, that are the people that we go to when we have problems within the system. And this is going to be so good because now your family is going to have a voice and have a seat at the table. So I was able to get that passed in health policy. It passed out unanimously. Michigan is not currently a next of kin state. Many people watch movies and they just assume that if something were to happen to their loved one or if they were to become mentally incapacitated, that their husband or their wife or their daughter would have say over what happened in their care. And that's just not the case here in Michigan. It happened to my father, so I'm very aware of the need to solve this problem. And as a nurse, I've seen it happen with patients over and over again. So my legislation would make Michigan a next of kin state and break down that process so that people don't have to go to court and get guardianship of their loved ones. So I'm extremely proud of the work that Riley and I are doing. Our focus is to bring home good things, to make Downriver shine, and to make sure that Downriver is getting the attention that it needs, that it deserves, that we have healthy families, healthy schools, healthy communities, and we're just up here kicking butt for you guys.
Yeah, Downriver's the best. We just passed Memorial Day weekend, and we both got to spend a ton of time in our districts, going to wreath-laying ceremonies, spending time, some extra quality time with our communities, and there's just no place better. So while we have you at our desks, can we show everyone our desk situation? Come on over. So, since we'll invite you to our desk area. So right here are our buttons that we use to vote on legislation. And so if you support the legislation, you'll click your green button. If not, you'll click your red. And then if you make a mistake, which I was scared that would happen, but I haven't clicked the wrong button yet, you can click cancel and recast your vote. And your vote will be displayed on these boards up here, which is really interesting. It's hard to tell right now because there's nothing up there, but maybe we can attach a clip from later today when we do vote on something, and you'll see our names either in green or red depending on how we voted. And then in here, this is fun. We have little phones. We don't know if they work.
I've never used them. I've never used it.
I don't know if any of our colleagues have ever used them.
There's a dial tone on it.
You're right. It does work because...
Who would we call, though? Do we even know who it goes to?
Who should we call? Who should we call? Leave a comment.
Press 0 and see if it takes us to an operator. Mayday.
That's funny.
I like these little things. So who gave us these? Do you remember?
It was a gift from one of our colleagues.
Yes, the Honorable Jamie Thompson, Michigan State Representative, and Riley has
coasters.
one. So we kind of have them sitting here just...
When someone passes their very first bill, it's customary to bring your colleagues something from your district. And so in my desk here, I have a little maple syrup. Someone gifted me this little hand cream, a creamer. All right, and some pens, that's important. And then in here, some happy notes. So sometimes I'll sit at my desk and I'll write notes to people in my district, thanking them for the work they do in the community. So it could be a business owner, a student who won a track meet, or an important game, their team went to states. We'll write some handwritten notes to them in between taking votes.
While you were chatting, I went through my desk. I don't have that much crazy stuff in my desk. Like I said, I gave my husband my maple syrup because he's a fan of that. But some things that I found is a lot of times if someone wants to speak to us regarding something that we're voting on, we'll get a little note given to us by the sergeant that they are asking us to step out and talk to them if we have the opportunity. So I have one of those stuck in there. When she talked about voting on legislation, I voted yes on a Julie Rogers bill, Representative Rogers, and the funny thing is I have her little card, her little thank you note in my desk, but it looks like I used it to blot my lipstick, so that was kind of cute. These are really awesome because when we're not here, sometimes different organizations will use our desks to educate kids. So the kids are coming and sitting at our desks. So this is actually the Youth Development and Healthy Living for Social Responsibility organization. And they leave us these little thank you notes on our desk that they got to use our desk while we were not in session. So they're little handwritten notes from kids. I think that it's really special to come to our desk and get such a nice little thing.
Yeah, though my desk is a little bit messier than Rep. Thompson's, I that also comes with being, more prepared. It's crowded in there, but I have whatever you might need, and so that's really neat. And then if you look up, if we have any school groups come in or anyone visiting the Capitol, they will head up there, and then what we'll do is we'll stand at these little podiums and recognize our guests, and the speaker will acknowledge them and welcome them to the House of Representatives. That's our desk tour and our Lansing update, and so we'll keep you in the loop of further things we work on, but it's always a pleasure, Downriver.